Welcome to Fame Factor by Skoob, the podcast where we unravel the fascinating stories behind cinema's biggest stars. I'm your host, Sonia Lambert, and today we're diving deep into the extraordinary journey of Leonardo DiCaprio. From a teenage heartthrob to one of Hollywood's most respected actors and environmental advocates. This isn't just another celebrity story. This is the tale of calculated risks, legendary mentorships, and the transformation of a young actor into a global icon. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Picture this, it's 1993, and a young Leonardo DiCaprio is stepping onto a movie set for this boy's life, completely clueless about the unspoken rules of filmmaking. He didn't know how to conduct himself, what the rules were, or what kind of investment you make in a movie. But he was about to get the education of a lifetime. When Robert De Niro arrived on set, something magical happened. The atmosphere became as solemn and respectful as if the Pope himself had appeared. Everything was put on hold. People were shushed into silence. This air of reverence was absolutely daunting for young Leo, who was about to share scenes with this seasoned legend. Here's where it gets interesting. De Niro, known for his improvisational skills, started deviating from the script during their scenes. Leonardo was completely confused, thinking, I don't know what the hell is going on. If he says something that's not on the page, do I say, okay, that was wrong? Oh, Bob, you said the wrong line? I thought I was supposed to reply with something specific, but I had no idea about how to handle such a situation. But here's the beautiful thing about Leonardo. Even while struggling with improvisation, he stayed true to himself. He became the Joker on set, the wisecrack who endeared himself to his celebrated co-stars rather than alienating them. De Niro even said, "It was good for the part," reflecting on Leonardo's antics with genuine amusement. There was one moment, though, during a scene with Ellen Barkin and a lighter, where the set erupted in laughter, taking about 25 takes. Young Leo finally exclaimed, "Come on, guys, can we be a little more professional here? You're laughing all the time. I have things to do." That's when Bob pulled Leonardo aside and gave him advice that would shape his entire career. You know, there's a line with jokes, and you shouldn't cross that line because sometimes you can't get back. This mentorship with De Niro was absolutely pivotal. At just 14 years old, Leonardo was already aspiring to be recognized as an adult, desperately wanting to possess the maturity and respect that Robert De Niro had earned in the industry. The film was shot in Vancouver, Moab, Salt Lake City, and most prominently in Concrete, Washington, a small town in the Cascade Mountains that was transformed to reflect its 1950s appearance. At the time, Leonardo's portfolio lacked the depth to suggest he could handle such a challenging part. It was his first attempt at a truly nuanced character, exploring Toby Wolf's complex relationship with De Niro's character. But with careful guidance from director Michael Caton Jones and De Niro's mentorship, Leonardo delivered a performance that revealed his budding promise. So impressed was De Niro with Leonardo's potential that he advised director Martin Scorsese to keep an eye on this young actor. Think about that for a moment. Robert De Niro, the Robert De Niro, was already seeing something special in this teenager. Leonardo credited Caton Jones as being very much like a father figure to me when I made this boy's life. This relationship was pivotal in DiCaprio's introduction to the movie scene, teaching him not just about acting, but about the entire filmmaking process. When the film premiered in April 1993, it had limited distribution, but managed to reach the top 10, grossing $5 million at the box office. The LA Daily News' Bob Strauss noted the profound honesty with which Robert De Niro and young Leonardo DiCaprio inhabit their roles. About Leonardo specifically, Strauss wrote, DiCaprio exhibits an impressive range and an even more impressive sense of proportion. Called upon to be sensitive, smart-mouthed, naive, hurt, angry, cocky, and more, he does them all without ever overwhelming the character's fundamental intelligence. This breakout performance put Leonardo DiCaprio on the map, marking the beginning of what would be an illustrious career. Now here's where Leonardo's story gets really interesting. After this boy's life, he could have easily fallen into the typical Hollywood teen actor trajectory. But Leo, he chose a completely different path. He was eager to broaden his acting repertoire by diving into more intense and challenging roles beyond what mainstream Hollywood was typically offering. With support from his father, he chose to take on the lead role in The Basketball Diaries, following The Quick and the Dead. This wasn't a safe choice by any means. The film was an independent production with a relatively modest budget. Nothing like the large-scale appeal of major studio productions from Time Warner or Disney. The Basketball Diaries was directed by Scott Calvert, known for pioneering work in music videos. The storyline was based on the autobiographical work of Jim Carroll, a New York poet infamous for his teenage years as an honor student and prominent basketball player at a Catholic high school, who tragically spiraled into heroin addiction. Unfortunately, the film didn't fare well in theaters and was largely criticized for being shallow and predictable. But here's the crucial part. DiCaprio's portrayal of Carol, a talented individual turned desperate heroin addict, was widely praised. Janet Maslin of the New York Times noted in April 1995 that DiCaprio's performance was the saving grace of the film, particularly highlighting a poignant scene with Lorraine Bracco, where Jim makes an agonizing plea to his mother for money, a testament to his electrifying and raw emotive talent reminiscent of a young James Dean. But with visibility came scrutiny. While shooting The Basketball Diaries in New York in 1994, tabloids zeroed in on the handsome young actor, casting him in a light similar to River Phoenix, that promising actor who had succumbed to a drug overdose at age 23. DiCaprio, then 19, was often seen socializing with friends like Tobey Maguire and co-star Mark Wahlberg at New York nightlife venues. These sightings fueled damaging rumors implying he was part of a drug culture, which deeply frustrated DiCaprio. He vehemently denied any involvement in drugs, asserting to Detour magazine's Dennis Cooper that he had never taken drugs and was passionate about advocating against heroin. As he told Jesse Green of the New York Times, despite the damaging tabloid gossip that painted him inaccurately, such stories persist because scandal sells. After completing The Basketball Diaries, DiCaprio quickly moved on to his next project in Paris, another indie film called Total Eclipse. This movie explored the tempestuous homosexual relationship between famed French poets Arthur Rimbaud and Paul Verlaine, which defied societal norms in 19th century Paris. DiCaprio portrayed Rimbaud, a rebellious youth who delved into a turbulent liaison with his elder mentor Verlaine, a self-destructive absinthe addict. Despite negative receptions at the box office and from critics, DiCaprio stood by his decision. As he told journalist Colin McLean, "I like the film for what it is. If I had the opportunity to do it again, I would, because it's such an interesting character to play." This determination to sidestep conventional Hollywood pathways and explore complex, profound characters was setting the stage for a diverse and illustrious career. And then came the transformation that would change everything: Leonardo DiCaprio's evolution into the quintessential teenage heartthrob. It began prominently with the premiere of Romeo plus Juliet, where he starred as the male lead, ensuring his position as the quintessential Romeo for countless young admirers worldwide. During the late 1990s, his face was absolutely everywhere, ubiquitous on magazine covers and adorning numerous bedroom walls, thanks to his starring roles in a series of successful films. His filmography during this period was incredible. The Basketball Diaries, Romeo plus Juliet, Titanic, The Man in the Iron Mask, and The Beach. But it was Titanic that truly launched him into the stratosphere. At the 1998 Golden Globes, DiCaprio and his co-star Kate Winslet attended the ceremony where Titanic was nominated for 8 awards, including Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. The on-screen chemistry between DiCaprio's Jack and Winslet's Rose captivated global audiences, and remarkably, their real-life friendship has endured over the years. Following the release of The Beach, the cast celebrated with director Danny Boyle at the film's London premiere in February 2000, where DiCaprio's parents showed their support by attending the Leicester Square premiere. This was the height of Leo mania, and he was handling it with remarkable grace. Now, remember De Niro's recommendation to Martin Scorsese? That planted seed was about to bloom into one of cinema's greatest actor-director partnerships. In 2002, DiCaprio portrayed the notorious con artist Frank Abagnale Jr. in Catch Me If You Can, directed by Steven Spielberg. His portrayal received accolades, and in 2004, he won the Actor of the Year award at the Hollywood Film Festival Awards. But it was his collaboration with Martin Scorsese that truly elevated his craft. Further collaboration came with The Departed, where DiCaprio attended the Rome Film Festival premiere with Scorsese and co-star Vera Farmiga. The film later earned Scorsese the Best Achievement in Directing Oscar at the Academy Awards Governor's Ball on February 25, 2007, a significant achievement that DiCaprio celebrated alongside his mentor. His portrayal in The Aviator earned him a Golden Globe for Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, which he accepted with characteristic modesty, even posing with the award and actress Hilary Swank on January 16, 2005. Sometimes, the impending release of a major film can be both a blessing and a curse, and Shutter Island was exactly that situation for DiCaprio. While it allowed him to concentrate on honing his craft, it also thrust him into the limelight where questions about his personal life were inevitable. For both DiCaprio and director Martin Scorsese, the significant delay in the film's release was incredibly frustrating. Originally scheduled for October 2009, it was pushed back to February 2010, missing the window for Academy Award consideration. A trailer released in summer 2009 had generated substantial buzz, and early test screenings received favorable responses, fueling speculation that Shutter Island could be an Oscar contender. The industry was taken by surprise when Paramount Pictures decided to postpone the film. Several theories emerged. Paramount lacked the budget to adequately promote the $80 million movie, or DiCaprio's busy schedule wouldn't allow proper film support. Brad Gray, the Paramount chief, released a statement. Like every business, we must make difficult choices to maximize our overall success. Leonardo DiCaprio is among the most talented actors working today, and Martin Scorsese is not just one of the world's most significant filmmakers, but also a personal friend. The chosen release date of February 19, 2010, wasn't arbitrary. It coincided with The Silence of the Lambs' 1991 release, which later won the Oscar for Best Picture. Despite strong opening weekend performance, bringing in $41 million, making it DiCaprio and Scorsese's best box office opening to date, and eventually grossing $295 million worldwide, the film didn't receive major award nominations. However, Shutter Island became Scorsese's highest-grossing film at that time, reinforcing the strong collaborative bond between him and DiCaprio. Beyond his acting prowess, DiCaprio emerged as a passionate environmental advocate. He co-wrote and narrated 11th Hour, an environmental documentary, sparking curiosity about his aspirations behind the camera. His commitment was evident when he addressed audiences at the Live Earth concert in New Jersey in July 2007, where over 150 musical acts performed globally to boost environmental awareness. This event was broadcast worldwide and featured guest speeches from Live Earth founder Al Gore and musician Jon Bon Jovi. DiCaprio further demonstrated his dedication to environmental causes at the 20th anniversary of the Natural Resources Defense Council in April 2009. Let's talk about the incredible diversity of Leonardo DiCaprio's filmography. It reads like a masterclass in cinematic excellence. From Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street with its stellar cast, including Jonah Hill, Matthew McConaughey, and Margot Robbie, to Baz Luhrmann's lush adaptation of The Great Gatsby, featuring Carey Mulligan, Tobey Maguire, and Amitabh Bachchan. His collaboration with visionary directors continued with Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, starring alongside Jamie Foxx and Christoph Waltz, and Christopher Nolan's mind-bending Inception with Marion Cotillard and Ellen Page, which set new benchmarks for science fiction cinema. His range extended to narrating the IMAX documentary Hubble 3D, exploring space through breathtaking visuals, and taking on complex roles in Revolutionary Road with Kate Winslet, earning him a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actor. In Blood Diamond, his portrayal of Danny Archer earned him Academy Award and Golden Globe nominations, highlighting the brutal diamond trade in war-torn Sierra Leone alongside Jimon Hounsou and Jennifer Connelly. A personal side of DiCaprio's life was visible when he attended an LA Lakers NBA basketball game with Bar Raffaelli in mid-2010, with whom he shared a close relationship. These glimpses into his personal life showed a different side of the intensely private actor. At film premieres, he consistently showed grace and professionalism, from walking the red carpet at Inception's London premiere to attending the Berlinale Film Festival in Berlin with Scorsese for Shutter Island. From a confused teen on the set of This Boy's Life to an Oscar-winning force in Hollywood, Leonardo DiCaprio's rise is a masterclass in talent, bold choices, and relentless evolution. Mentored by legends, driven by purpose, and unafraid to take risks, he transformed from heartthrob to heavyweight, on screen and off. But what if the real story isn't just about the roles he played, but the ones he turned down? There's more beneath the surface: unexpected pivots, untold struggles, and the bold decisions that shaped a generation-defining career. Want the full story? Download the Skoob app now to dive deeper into the life of DiCaprio and explore more untold journeys like this one. Head on to the App Store or Play Store and begin today.